Hello, Crashing In Podcast, Episode 3. Thank you for the support over the last couple of weeks now, like with Episode 1 and 2. Quite a good amount of views on the channel, on the Sundial episode and the Methods episode, so that's great. And follow the YouTube channels, please subscribe, and SoundCloud, I'll still be uploading on there. And soon I'll be uploading the old episodes on Crashing In. But today I'm with very special guests. I'd like to say maybe the mod revival band of this era, called The Thieves. And we get talking about how they got together, before and after, and so on. Bit of rock and roll stories are going to be in there, so it's going to be a good one today. But please, before continuing listening to this episode, go back to the first 2 episodes of Crashing In and please smash a like and share them, because it would really help get the podcast out there. And I'm trying to get this podcast as big as possible, especially not just on SoundCloud but on YouTube as well now. And enjoy the episode and see you later. Hello, episode 3 of Crashing In, and it's the first episode up the northeast, and I'm with The Thieves. Hey. You want to all say your name, what you play in the bands, and...
Yeah, I'm Thankyou. I'm the lead singer and guitar player.
I'm Liam, I play the bass.
Leon, drums.
So you had a gig yesterday up in Newcastle. This will be released maybe in a week or something like that. So what was that like?
That was brilliant, to be fair. We had the ticket allocations and stuff, and we sold all 60 of our tickets. But the crowd response was bloody brilliant.
A lot of energy,
Was that your biggest gig so far, or?
I would say in the northeast. Really, we've had two gigs that we kind of consider one of our biggest ones. It was it would be that one in the the hometown show that we did in Bishop in just after Christmas. But I'd definitely say that's one for the books.
Did you have any earlier gigs in the New Year?
No, I think this is one of the. Is it? I think it's one of the earlier ones we've done. Cause we had the Pavilion just after Christmas.
This is the first one in the New Year.
Is it the first one of 2020?
Oh, is
it? Bloody hell, yeah.
Got anything up next after that gig?
We're
busy
playing,
now?
pretty busy now up until through March and that we've got. We're playing the Forum in Darlington.
Darlington,
Darling. Forum in Darlington on Thursday. We're playing the Primrose Pub in Leeds on the Saturday, and the weekend after that, I believe it's
a March of the Mods.
Yes, we're starting the stint with March of the Mods. So
York
first.
Is it York?
It's York first, and then it's York, Manchester, and then Hartlepool. Yeah, week off, and then.
Are you playing all 3 or just York?
Oh no, we're doing York, Manchester, and Hartlepool.
Oh yeah.
Out of them, yeah.
Is Hartlepool's the most local one to here in Bishop Auckland?
I'd say so.
So when's that going to be, the Hartlepool one?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think it's the 28th.
Is it 28th? Is
March,
it?
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah. I think it's one Saturday off in March, but we have. I think it's 21st we have off.
Yeah. All right then. So let's take you back to the beginning, how Thieves all evolved and all that. So
this is Frankie's story as well. We'll sit back and
just people. To be fair, I kind of put the band together when I was about 14. I just with a few lads that I knew from around the estate. Funnily enough, the lad that I put the band together with in the first place, we met literally just down there.
Oh yeah.
Through the girl who owns this pub,
Yeah.
And like I say, we just started like jamming out, bashing out a few covers, and obviously as we all got a bit, cause like I say, I was 14, he was 14, the drum at the time was 13. As we all got a little bit older, we all kind of like, you know, everyone's interests changed and stuff like that, and I kind of knew me. I was like, right, I want to kind of be in this band and do my thing. And I've known Liam for bloody ages, like, because our dads used to knock about when they were youngins, like, so I've known him for, like I say, ages. And I think we were doing a gig up in Bannock Castle where he's from, and he was playing in the foyer, like doing a little acoustic thing. I was like, oh, so that's his son over there. And then that's how I've known him. I pretty much begged him to join the band ever since, you know. Since then he's always been like, oh, I'm not too sure. And then Leon, it's kind of like, the way I met Leon, I think he put an advert out on Facebook saying like, drummer wants to be in band, will literally play anything. And I've seen it, like, every time I've been out in Bishop and seen a band, I've been like, oh, they're a good band. But every time I've gone out in Bishop and seen a band, I've been like, bloody hell, that drummer was something else. It's always been him. Yeah. And like, I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's always Leon, but like, he's been in about 40 different bands, so it's like I never haven't seen him play the drums. So I was like, I didn't really have to have a track record of like, oh, so what you like, I pretty much knew. So yeah, I just kind of shot him a message, and then it's been going from there.
That was just the back end of last year. That
it was the back end of last year, aye.
So what was the motivation that got you into getting a band together and that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think for all three of us, all kind of different reasons. I've just kind of grown up around music, so I've never been kind of good at anything else. It was in school I was the loud one, and I was just, oh, he's got a guitar now, so it's alright. Yeah. So it's probably just that, just like natural love of music, like.
So what was the music that inspired you?
Oh, I mean, when the first band started out, we used to be a proper little like mod band, you know what I mean, with suits and all that, and we used to probably like look up the bands like the Stripes. But then I think as we've kind of gone on, we've all got really different interests and stuff like that with regards to music, and they all kind of come from different places, so we all just kind of whack that into one. And like, I don't want to use the word melting pot, that's really cliche, but like we all kind of bring together all different types of things, and it just kind of comes out, and that's us really, like. Yeah, it was definitely when we first kicked off. It was definitely the whole mod thing. Yeah. Just because that was like I say, that was when we all kind of gravitated towards too.
Yeah. So what about you? Like you're a drummer. Like, what was your inspiration in being a drummer?
I don't know, to be honest. I think love for music, and that come from my two older brothers. You know, playing in the Who and the Jam, Stone Roses, and all that sort of stuff. And I mean, one of my earliest memories was of the Jam Compact Snap VHS. Remember what VHS is?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Sure as it.
You know what I mean?
I think I've still got a few.
What's a VHS, darling?
Yeah. To be fair, it brings back good memories. VHS.
So I'd do that, and then like I'd have purple pyjamas, which Weller, he didn't have purple pyjamas, man. He had a purple suit on his bandstand on When You're Young on this VHS. And I used to remember like sitting in front of this kit and playing to that. You know what I mean? And then I'd build my own drum kits with Tonka trucks, 5 ice sticks from the ice cream man. No word for lie that. I'd have Tonka truck as my ride cymbal, and then sort of just evolved from there. And I joined my first band at 11, and I'm 31 now, so I've been on the circuit for 20 years. Like,
good way to start as well.
Yeah, it's good. So I've been around quite a bit, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what about you? What's your inspiration?
My dad's always sort of like been in a band, so I've grown up around that, and sort of like started getting guitar lessons. Started a band when I was younger with a few of my mates, and that sort of fizzled out. And then started playing covers in a band with my dad. That's all I've really done since. And then one day Frankie was like, will you join us, like? And I was like, hey, I don't know. I went to see him support a band called The K's. They're alright, like, then go on, I'll give you a go.
Remember the modest man you live, mate.
Nah, but like, I watched him and I was like, brilliant, like, so
strapped in now, aren't you, lad?
Strapped in.
So, can you recall your first ever gig?
Just been talking about that band was down the road then, that church down there.
Oh, fucking hell.
The band called out in final.
Yeah.
Like I said, 20 years ago, 19, 20 years ago.
Was you like shitting yourself at your first ever gig?
I still do now.
Yeah.
It was like,
I still get bad now.
Yeah.
Like
nervous farts.
Yeah. Shite all day long.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see it before.
Yeah, you had about 3 of them before we went on stage last night.
Like, you know what I mean? Blocking toilets and that.
First ever gig, I was in a band when I was 13. Wait, no, there was one before that, and it was I was in about year 7 at school, and I started a band with a few of my mates, and we played in front of these year 5s, whatever, it was like that curriculum week thing we did. And we didn't have a singer, so I was like, I'll sing. Didn't know how to sing at all. So I went to the microphone, opened my mouth, the words didn't come out. I had a meltdown, kind of chucked my guitar on the floor and whatever, crying in the corner like that. But then after that, I was about 13. I started a band with a few of my mates from school, and then we just kind of used to bomb around school with sunglasses indoors, thinking we were the dogs, whatnots, like, and that was kind of it for me.
I was about that. Sang for my first ever gig.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Held my guitar, but I couldn't master playing the guitar and sing at the same time. I think when I wasn't singing, I maybe played a few chords. Like I was in the parish hall in Barncastle.
Is it like hard multitasking, like doing that guitar and singing at the same time?
I did have to teach myself how to do it, because originally I was like just solely a lead guitar player. I'd always wanted to just be like that one lead guitar player, but I used to, like I said, I used to kind of belt it out, but as soon as like you kind of get like a rhythm down and stuff like that, it's quite easy. But now it just kind of comes second nature to us. Like it's just, I don't know how, not sound weird, but I don't know how not just kind of play and sing at the same time.
Yeah. So, what do you love about touring and gigging? That what is it you love the most?
Frankie likes the girls, doesn't he?
There was a bus full. The X21 was full of.
Yeah,
females.
I got a call off me. Yeah, I got a call off my mate JB last night, and he was going like, Frankie. I couldn't hear him over. Like, I was like, what's that noise in the background? He goes, mate, you will not believe it, but the top deck of the the X21 is obviously the big Arriva double deck bus that goes from Bishop Auckland to Newcastle. He goes, the top deck is absolutely ram-packed full of lasses, and they're all screaming your bloody name. I was like, what? And they were all going like, oh my god, he's on the phone to Frankie, they're all screaming and shit, and I'm like, how is this possible? But I'd say the best thing about gigging and doing stuff like that is just kind of going around and kind of showing people what we're made of, because obviously we're from quite a small town, and you get bands who say like, oh, we've grafted for this, we've kind of grafted for that, and they'll come from a town like Manchester, Sheffield, where they've got like a musical legacy.
Well,
and it's like for us, they say like, oh, we work double as hard as most people. It's like, well, we have to work like quadruple as hard as most people, because we come from like a little place in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty unknown. To be fair, you ask a lot of people, do you know Bishop Auckland?
They either go no, or they go ooh. Bishop.
That's what I say.
I know.
Of course you would.
I noticed that with some people, but it's like, from where I was, it's like Wolverhampton. They would always say there was based around Birmingham because that was the main city. So like, what would you say was your main city? Like,
you're going for Newcastle.
Newcastle. Durham's close, but that's not very good.
So I mean, if you're...
Would you say you were from Newcastle, to people, or do you say that you're proud and?
I think we're definitely from Bishop, because you look at the people from Newcastle and they're all
Shildon,
like.
Shildon from
Shildon. I'm from Barncastle, boy.
They're all subsections, aren't they? Bishop thing, but no.
County Durham.
County Durham.
You'd say Newcastle, you know what I mean? It's like, you're on holiday and you go, Geordies. You go to Geordies. You're from Newcastle, aren't you? No, I'm near Newcastle, or you try and visit Newcastle, but half an hour from Newcastle or something like that.
Sort of our own breed, aren't we? Like people, it's like when people say like, "Oh, where are you from?" You say like, "Oh, sort of near Newcastle." In terms of music, nowadays you usually say, "Oh, like Sam Fender."
Yeah.
Oh, like Sam Fender. Or you get that one person like, "Oh, like Sting," and you're like, "No." So I think because we're not like say when you can hear in the way we speak, we're not like. We don't sound like Ant and Dec.
No,
really.
it's total different accent in a way.
Yeah.
To be fair, like you can tell the difference between
it's a bit harsher.
Newcastle and County Durham.
Yeah.
It's a lot rougher up there.
Yeah, we're a lot rougher.
Yeah.
Didn't want to say it like that.
No. But so what was your first ever single you ever released?
I think it was Bide Your Time was the first single, and what had happened was, as I said before, these two joined the band. We just went into the studio because we had the money and we just wanted to go in, and we went and recorded the full Youth and Innocence EP up in Newcastle in a place called Trinity Heights Studios. And the producer who did it, Freddie, he produced all the Toy Dolls stuff, and he's recorded like. He's done some stuff with Tom Jones.
Didn't you say he did a lot of lead guitar for the Tears of Fears?
Yeah, he did. He was in Tears for Fears for a bit and all. Like did a tour with Black Sabbath and stuff, weird stuff like that.
Brilliant.
Now.
And we went up
Good
there.
links. So.
Yeah, man. He's like,
So sounding he down to earth and everything was just.
oh yeah,
from
yeah,
the
even
start.
probably for that.
Yeah, we've been up Trinity Ice
Yeah,
twice.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like,
But yeah, no, we went up there for the day and just kind of did from like 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, doing that full EP, drums, vocals, guitars, everything. And we just thought like, originally what it was, right, is out of all them 4 songs that were on that EP, I hated Bide Your Time the least.
Really?
I thought oh god, it's so like, it's so poppy it hurt, and like I don't try to write poppy songs, and I was just like, wait, it's catchy enough.
Yeah.
Go on, let's get that out there. And then like, obviously last night we put the video up on Instagram, and there's like people singing like there's a get quiet bit in the song, and people were kind of like singing the words back and took the words right out of my mouth, and I was shocked like. But yeah, that's it. Bide Your Time was obviously the first one, yeah.
Yeah. So how long was you wanting to like get it like sorted, like record your first ever single and that, like, and also how long have you been writing music for?
Oh god, I think I wrote my first song when I was about 13, 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Stuff, and it was just like kind of nonsense stuff. Like obviously in school you have like planners and stuff where you write all your things, and you have like a notes page where you're supposed to take important details like emails and like when you do your homework and stuff like that. And you look in the back of mine and you scroll past all the detentions for being the loudest one in the room.
All the Cox people are drawn in there.
yeah, it's like you look at the yeah. Or like so and so is a nonce. It's like you look in the notes page and there's just lyrics of me like writing down like, so when in English and stuff like that at school I used to hate like say most lessons. Like ask any of my mates, they'll tell you that I hated all 5 years of school. It was the worst thing. It was the worst 5 years of my life.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the biggest waste of time ever.
It is. I can agree with you.
Horrible.
On that one. Yeah.
And I used to just sit in the back, like when it came to like stuff like poetry and stuff like that, it was like I'd sit up and listen and stuff like that, because she'd be going on about like, I think is it like Percy B. Shelley and stuff like that, and they'd be talking like, oh, what's your favourite poems and stuff like that, and I used to proper like go into depth with me like a Paul Weller fanboy type thing.
Yeah.
So I used to try and read all the poetry that I was into, like it was like Mary Shelley's like The Mask of Anarchy and stuff like that, and like used to try and get into like John Cooper Clarke and all that, and they were like, oh, I'll be trying to talk to some girl back in the room, you know, doing my usual idiocracy and all that. And they'd be like, oh, so what's your favourite poem, Frank? You'd be like, oh, The Mask of Anarchy, or Last Train to Chicken Town by John Cooper Clarke. And they'd be like, could you care to recite The Last Train to Chicken Town by John Cooper Clarke? And if you've heard it, every second word is the word fucking.
Yeah,
so it's like fucking gas, fucking ollie and all that stuff. So
I would love to see him live, to be fair.
I would love to see him live
He's
as well.
fucking good. Well, yeah.
I watched him on that BBC thing the other night, and he was just like, there's nothing that says more about a song than just pure melancholy. And he's like, everyone's talking about all these really happy songs, he's there like, no, you need to be depressed about when you're writing about stuff. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like,
Yeah.
just kind of sweat.
I could agree with him in a way, because Joy Division done alright, then the Smiths done alright, so.
Yeah, it's like that meme you showed us outside before you rocked up like. But yeah, no, I think for me songwriting has just kind of been, if I'm honest, I've just sort of like blagged it, and like being at school and stuff like that, I think the only thing I kind of got out of it was the development of my songwriting, because when I was at school, right, I used to rock the full Liam Gallagher haircut, and I used to get the living life ripped out of me every single day, like no break every single day, like it'd be a different person. I used to, everyone used to take the mick out of me, so I hated everybody. And like, it was really weird when we did that pavilion gig. All these people used to bully me at school and all that. They're all coming. They're like, "Oh, Frankie, you and your band, they're absolutely." I was like, "Oh, so we're mint now." But like 3 years ago, when you take the mick out of me, it was like, it was just a bit like.
Nobody understands.
Yeah.
No
one understands.
And they listen to that fucking what?
Are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Pop music.
Yes.
We're
on about in the car, like, right, we're gonna get all these.
You could say cunt, fuck.
Yeah. We were just on the car on the way down here, me trying to be all fucking
Well, I'm gonna be on Bishop FM soon. Like, I think I got a slot on that. So like, if you ever come on, you can't swear on that.
No.
No.
I'll try and get you on, but
just in the car on the way down, it's like these interviews, and you're like, do I love to swear? Like, you know, because I've just been watching Liam Gallagher documentary, and he's like every other word.
Fuck this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, no, you've got to be straight this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
I can't even encourage you on the podcast, but radio, that's a bit.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Because
Technically,
Well,
it was
especially
cool,
in the daytime and that.
Yeah, in the daytime.
I don't know if you're allowed to swear after 9, like you can on.
the watershed.
After watershed after 9 o'clock, you can't you?
Yeah.
You know, I might need to get a night
Look at he
shift.
said
Yeah. Just for, whenever the thieves run, can I get that night shift, please, mate?
Yeah. Well, I always wanted to do a thing called the Drunken Podcast, where you get pissed.
That sounds interesting.
And you get these shots apart.
Do you want me to make that porn star, my
And you can talk about stuff you're not wanting to talk about.
Yeah.
I like a Joe Rogan
I'll try and get
thing.
everyone drunk at the
It'd be good,
podcast.
wouldn't it?
Wouldn't listen back to
just
next
set
year,
it-
though.
Just be there and just set it away and like sort of just crack on and then
Yeah, just
That'd be
crack
good,
on,
that,
see
like-
what
and as
happens.
the eel starts
Yeah.
flowing, it's
Well, with me, I'll just improvise. I haven't
Yeah.
got any questions sorted.
Yeah,
I
like
just can't be arsed for that. To be fucking fair.
it's alright.
You know,
That's fair, mate.
It's like,
He was saying like, what questions they're going to be asking us today,
Yeah.
Frankie? Because I don't know what fucking flight and stuff like that. And he goes,
Some people don't only like give you predetermined
Yeah.
questions and that, don't you? Like you can have sort of a
I want it to be more of a casual conversation,
Fair
more
enough,
than
that's yeah.
That's why I say at a pub.
Yeah.
I don't have my own place, like, but I'll say a pub because like that's when you can be more casual and
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
sit about, have a
Yeah.
laugh.
definitely
And-
like, yeah.
I had a few good ones to be fair. And have you got any rock and roll stories whilst we're at it?
Let's think. Oh yeah, right. So on the way back from, we went when we supported the K's, when I first roped him to be in the fucking band, like we were on the way back and honestly the K's boys, they are the nicest. Like you usually get some bands when you gig with them and they're proper pretentious and they're uptight and they're proper prima donnas,
yeah.
but they are the loveliest set of lads ever, and they've got like the best team around them. They're all lovely and like so generous with us. And when we did the gig, they went out and they got themselves. They didn't provide a rider, so they went and got themselves a rider, and they got us a crate as well. And they were like, "Oh, we know we know some of you are underage and all that, but we bought you this crate, and you can have a drink with us if you want." And I was like, I discovered them before we even got the gig with them. Like I saw them on Christmas Eve, and I was like, "These band's these are my new favourite band." And then Mum's like, "Oh, you got a gig with this band called the K's," and like, I'm not gonna lie, shit hit me shorts, like, but. Then they were all like, "Oh, do you want to fucking drink with us, Frankie, mate?" I was like a kid in a candy shop. It was mint.
You've dubbed the K's in there, like, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. Just got I've dropped the K's in it now. Underage drinking, what? But we after this gig we sent this rider. We were all kind of coming back, a little bit thing from the gig, and my hairdresser's got this she calls it like a man cave. It's like an outhouse in her back garden where they got like pool tables, stuff like that. She's like, "Oh, you should all come back. You should all come back." And I was like, yeah, I'll come back. And I said to Leon, you should come back this. And Leon was like, "No, mate, no, I can't. Oh, my missus will kick off for this." And she was going back, and my dad's like, "Right, we've got this last turn to Shildon, like, do we go or not?" And he's like, "She'll leave us, Peter, she'll leave us." "Oh, but just one drink. Just one drink." So we go there, he gets absolutely levered, he comes back home, right? And he goes for a wee, and then he goes to bed, and Mrs. kicking off, and I'm like, Leon, what the fuck have you done? Instead of weeing in the toilet, he's got a wicker basket bin next to the toilet, pissed in the fucking bin, pissed all over the bathroom, and then he's gone to bed. And then we had a gig the next day at the Clooney with that Style Council tribute band, the Style Councillors. And before he leaves the house, his son goes to him, "Dad, don't we all love me bath toys when you come in?" That's probably as rock and roll as it gets. That and about the 40 shits he had yesterday before he went on stage, like.
The toilet, man.
He did block the toilet. Yeah, no, I don't think we have any non-feces related rock and roll stories, like.
No.
Oh, was that one guy when we played York who gave me a Rolex? That was quite funny.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
I were wrong.
Gave you a Rolex?
It was fake as fuck, but like.
Fake.
Proper like Rolex. Yeah, no. We were doing we played the Victoria Vaults in York, and this guy had like we just did one of our songs that we're gonna be like putting out this year, chicken plug, called MTV. We were playing that for the first ever time.
Yeah.
And during the song, this guy just comes up and he strings me wrist up like that, takes his Rolex off and puts it on me puts it on my wrist. I'm like, damn, look, and I go, and I scream for him like, "Hey, he's just giving me a fucking Rolex, like." And his mate comes the end like, "Mate, he's absolutely fucking out." He's like, "Can I have that Rolex back, please?" And I was like, I looked at it, seeing how fake it was. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. Like, that's as rock and roll as we get.
Good boys.
Yeah, we're good boys.
Oh yeah. No more like any stuff you can say like.
Well, Frank, you'll have a few, like.
Frank,
but,
What about past bands you was in?
I could go back deep in the archives, but I'm thinking out like
Yeah.
20 years of shit, to be honest, like I've been fucking doing it.
Hang on, let's have a think. Oh, there was that time when I was 14 and I nearly got in a fight with the full rugby team, like. We did this gig in Barney Castle. I think it was one of the first times I ever met you. And I was sat in the middle of town during the day with the old drummer, and sat there eating fish and chips, and these like proper poshes out rugby team come round the corner in a van. I'm sat there eating my chips, and they're banging on the windows, they're jeering, they're giving the middle fingers and all that crap. I looked at them and I was like, oh, I'll play along with it. I was sat there with chips, like, oh, do you want a chip? Do you want a chip? They're all fat as fuck, so I was like, oh, yeah. And then got changed, go do the gig, and there was like, the pub we had to walk past in order to get to the place we were playing, they were all outside of having a drink, and I walked past them, and one of them's like, oh, there he is, blah, blah, and he goes, it was a proper Marty McFly, don't call me chicken moment, because he turned around and was like, oh, is your arse falling out yet? And I just kind of stopped dead in my tracks and turned around and went like, no mate, is your arse falling out? Like, and I was like 14 years old, and I had the biggest gob in the world. Some would argue that I still do it, especially these days.
It's quiet, to be honest, like.
But yeah, no, and I turned around and started giving them jip, and they were all like, oh, bash him, Henry, give him a sock on the jaw. And I was like, I was going, come on, Henry. I was like, go on, give us a fucking one there, give us one there. And
hoping that he wouldn't.
Hoping that he wouldn't, but I just tried to call his bluff. Like, luckily he didn't, or else I would have been sent packing. Like, but then like, one of my dad's mates, I wasn't sure. I think it might have been your uncle Steve. Was kind of walked past it, went down to where my dad was, and my dad's like, Peter, your Frankie's getting into a fight with a rugby team. My dad's like, oh my god. And all my old dad's mates, like I say, used to go to school together, like his dad and his uncle used to knock about him and goes, hey, he's just like his fucking father, isn't he, Peter? And my dad's like, oh Christ. But yeah, that's about it.
Rock and roll,
yeah,
like man. You might have a few more in a few years to come.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't think of any at the minute, like.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'll get back to you in a few years.
Yeah, nothing too incriminating, like.
Nah. Alright, so we're going a bit off the subject there, but yeah, I like to do that.
That's
and
alright,
like back to like how you was like writing music and all this and that. What is the type of stuff you like to write and sing about in your band, like?
Oh bloody hell! I mean, when we first started off, it was your typical kind of
Love songs.
I love her. She doesn't love me back. Oh no!
Yeah.
And now it's sort of like, I love her. She doesn't love me back. Oh no! It's sort of like it depends. I mean, with like say with the earlier stuff, it was kind of like me writing about how much of a tough time I had at kind of school, and like people who used to get on me wick. Or there was a particular time where I'd be like, oh, she's pretty fit over there, like, bloody hell, wish she was my last, like, all that type of stuff. But now it's kind of like with the new, it's alright, with the new kind of stuff that we're putting out, like MTV is about how much I kind of despise the Love Island culture.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And people like that. It's like, it's sort because I see it a little bit around Bishop Auckland sometimes. People kind of pretend to be things that they're not, and like people getting famous overnight. It's like anyone can do it. It's like you're walking downtown, you know, Gucci belt, Louis Versace this, Versace that, Louis Vuitton this, Vuitton that. But it's like you live in Bishop.
Self-proclaimed celebrities, aren't
Yeah, self-proclaimed celebrity. That's no better way I could put it. Like it's just stuff like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going around us at the moment, especially like say with the Love Island crisis at the moment. But like they got a lot of blood on their hands.
We need it to end.
Exactly, we do need it to end, and I think it's quite, you know, there's people out there who just want to be famous for the sake of being famous. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to put the graft in. They just think just because they're good looking, though they got.
Yeah, I know.
And I think as well it sets a negative kind of way that like ideology for kids and stuff like that, because
toxic
you're gonna be inspired by the people that are on telly. Like
kids look at and say, look, I'll look at that man and go on telly, be an absolute fucking arsehole, and I'll get famous. I'll get
fuck someone and get famous.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Out of it, you know what I mean? And fuck shit like
Yeah.
It's
I like the proper way, being in a band or fucking acting or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
having a talent.
Having a talent,
Yeah.
But it's like I think the problem is because there's a lot of people I know still now today, they kind of, like I say, they think that, especially with Love Island, it's like, right, let's put these loads of absolutely shredded men on an island with these like model type women with nothing going on in their heads, and let's put them in an island together and watch them slowly develop Stockholm syndrome towards each other. And it's like, I just think it's a bit bollocks, because you see, like say, all these people who get voted off the show and then they were famous for that week or so, and then they can't handle not being famous anymore, and obviously they unfortunately kill themselves, and it's not a nice way to go out, you know what I mean? Like the whole world.
I think it's worse than Jeremy Kyle.
You know what, right? It's
I kind of miss Jeremy Kyle.
It's double standards, man. Like one person goes off there because they've been exposed for something that's happened, maybe a little bit locally, you know, maybe you know, something that's happened around the town, and you know they've gone off and they've killed themselves, and the show's been cut, but there's been multiple deaths across all the Love Islands. I'm not even meaning about the UK, like the US one, the Australia one. There's been loads of it, but they're not going to pull the rug. Can't wait for season 2, can they? That's just double standards in my opinion. And I miss watching Jeremy Kyle in the morning when we cup of tea in bed. Exactly.
We want it back.
Guilty pleasure for me, Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, it's just, it makes you feel normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
My boyfriend's been shagging me mother.
The best one is he said he was going to Tesco's and didn't come back for 2 years.
Have you saw the one the bloke that came on and he thought he was Liam Gallagher?
Yes, I have.
Fuck, that was funny.
But she was like, her only complaint was he thinks he's Liam Gallagher, but then it turned out it was like money laundering or something like that. He's there stroking his sideburns like, yeah, you know, man, it's just I need the coin, man. But it's like, you're from like Harrogate, mate, shut up.
But I think the biggest virus that's going around at the moment is not the coronavirus. No, it's not that. It's TikTok.
Oh, get out.
Fuck me.
What's that?
It's
Leon,
don't.
You don't want to start.
Yeah, no,
What are you
it's
talking about here? I'm
basically it's when these
TikTok famous type shit.
TikTok. It's basically kids make videos of them lip syncing to either TV show quotes, movie quotes, songs that are good songs but they've been slowed down, added a lot of reverb and just slightly depressing.
That's it, is it?
Yeah, but then kids like act along to it and stuff like that. It's
But some of them get famous for it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get the internet now.
It's like I think there's it's just the people that you can kind of point a person out and be like, they definitely make TikToks. It's kind of become their own little subculture. I mean, fair to them, but like it's coming to the point where it's like people are making money off YouTube. I mean, they're doing something.
YouTube is
It's like back when I was younger, it was like you're watching KSI and stuff like Joe Weller, and you're sitting there snapping your fingers, going, mate, that's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But now they're doing boxing matches and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
that
like,
fucking out that to be
fair.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's like especially when like stuff like Vine came about, and like I say that Logan Paul prick became famous and all that, and he was. He's going about trying to take every bugger's head off the shoulders. And it's like, mate, if you got in a ring with Fury, he'd wipe the floor with you. You know what I mean? They're just, I don't know. It's making a mockery of a lot of things just because they've got a higher platform to to make money. You know what I mean?
Logan, he's like rich as fuck because he was on Disney and all that fucking bollocks.
Was he actually on Disney? I didn't pay.
Well, I heard, but to me, TikTok makes porn stars seem normal.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
You see,
I've got a fucking clue what you're going on. I've been talking about VHSs, man.
I know exactly what you mean. But I think with the amount of platforms that people have got these days, it's just you can either use it in two ways. You can either use it as for something positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can, like, say, with us promoting the living daylights and spamming people with our band and stuff. Or you can just go out there and make a tick of yourself. There's a really fine border between doing something good and making a dick of yourself.
I was just gonna say, like, now people make a dick of themselves and they don't get took the piss out of.
Yeah.
Like, but if you saw someone back like when we was young, at school doing something like that on TikTok, you fucking take the piss out of them, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like.
It's like there was that page on Facebook called County Durham's Finest where it was just people doing stupid stuff, and there was a lad in our school who did it because he drop kicked a road sign, right? But the road sign was like, it was really, really wide, so he drop kicked one end of it and the other end came around, smacked him clean in the face and he was out on the floor like that. And everyone was like, "Wee, what's his face got knocked out by the bloody road sign?" And yeah, like you say, there's a lot of repercussions and stuff like that when it comes to skill. Like, when I first started the band, I wanted absolutely nobody to find out that I was in a band because I knew, like, our band outside of school, because I knew it would get ripped to shreds. And then, like, I got into school, like, a week later. And everyone's like, "Oh, the thieves. But then same knobheads.
Smack 'em with your guitar.
You know what, right? I've been tempted a few times in the past with some dickheads, but like, yeah, like say they're all like, "Oh, the thieves now," but now when like you say when they're all down the pavilion, they're like, "Oh my god, it's from days I used to go to school with him." It's like, yeah, but you're a knob, mate.
Yeah.
So
you get a lot of that in school, to be fair. Like, I remember, like, I'd wear Clarks and that, and everyone took the fucking piss out of me for wearing Clarks, Wallabies, and all that bollocks. Fucking hated them, but. Then they come back to me and go, "Oh, like the way you dress and all this and that," and they start dressing like that a bit now. And
I think it's because they've got the thing is, right, with the transition between school and college, especially with some other kids, it can be that kind of, like, you can get to college, you can make a fresh start, and you can, like you say, people that you hang about with are growing up, are having different interests.
Yeah.
So with regards to, like, you know, going to college and stuff like that, like some of the people that I know now didn't need, like. Some of the lads who used to pick on me now, they were like, "Oh," back in the day they're like, "Oh, you like the Stone Roses and Oasis?
Yeah.
Are you a goth?"
Yeah, I get that.
They'd be like that. And they'd be like, "Get your eyeliner on and listen to Oasis." But like the difference is I do still listen to Oasis, I do occasionally wear eyeliner, but that's not the point.
I used to cut about when I studied belt ear, stretched lip pierced and that.
The thing is, they're all getting into Oasis now because Liam Gallagher's back on the scene.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because he fucks me off. I like Liam, but I would never go see him live because he's full of twats.
Yeah, exactly. It's full of the dark fruit, stony wankers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, chucking cups of piss in
Stone
that.
Island and all that.
Stony, dark fruits. That's all it is.
Yeah. Aye. But back to the band again.
Yeah. Gone off again.
On a tangent.
An evening with.
Yeah. But have you, like, would you ever try and get your stuff on vinyl?
If we could afford it, definitely.
Yeah, get this a lot, yeah.
That would
limited
be
edition, definitely.
Limited edition, yeah. It definitely would be a limited edition run, but I'd love to have our stuff on vinyl.
Yeah.
That'd be class. I think, like I say, and with people kind of buying vinyl these days and the kind of little resurgence it's sort of had, it's a bit like, you know, the market of kids who listen to like our sort of music. Like, I'm not saying like anybody can or can't, but like the people who are particularly into it, who maybe like say, well, like us got called freaks at school and they still kind of collect vinyl. They want to get into it. It's kind of like they don't have to go out and search for older records and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to go out and find like She Loves You by the Beatles on a single, you know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, there's this new band that have just come out who are putting songs on vinyl as well. Yeah. So I think if we had the opportunity and the financial backing, we could definitely.
I can get some cassettes.
Cassettes.
Yes.
I might cassette player, actually.
He's got his
I got,
Walkman.
I found my Walkman in the actually. It's not fucking big. Walkman around your fucking pocket.
I
You
had
know
the bar
Oh,
and
yeah,
let
yeah.
the dogs out on cassette, mate.
Did ya? Cassette was classiest, mate.
Yeah.
On various fucking compilations.
You can make
and that.
mixtapes and all that kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
My mate's got Songs to Learn and Sing by Echo and the Bunnymen on cassette, like.
Yeah.
And this man.
I got Echo and the Bunnymen on cassette as well. I've always
really?
like latest one, but it's shite, man. It's just a
I
limit.
used to eat your tape, the fucking cassette player used to eat your tape and fucking just tangle out like
Yeah.
Get your pencil back in.
Yeah. But
Bastard, my favourite fucking cassette, that bastard.
what is your biggest ambition with the band?
I think really, I don't know.
I want a tour, mate.
I wanna get on it.
I think there's no kind of point in saying like, oh, but I just want to play like clubs and stuff like that. I'll be completely unapologetic and say like, we want it all, like.
Yeah.
We want to have the sold out tours. We want to play the
yeah.
O2s. We want to play the stadiums. We want to you know, be on Glassdoor, want to have the newspaper headlines.
To be honest,
Yeah. Thieves drummer spotted naked on Portsmouth FC ground, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Could happen, like.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened.
That might actually make you famous. So if you do that,
Yeah, exactly. Like I think the problem is with regards to social media, that's the only downside. You can't. There's no like. I know there's no thing in me saying like, oh, there's no proper rock and roll stars left. 'Cause that's like people like Noel Gallagher only get to say that type of crap. But like, I think the thing is, it's like if like back in the day, if Instagram existed when the Libertines were out, everybody would have known Pete Doherty was on heroin the first time he tried it. You know what I mean? So I think the problem is a few bands are a bit scared a few people, they're scared to kind of be that little bit more adventurous.
Lost that true rock and roll culture, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Like I remember we did a gig. It was at Crookfest last year, and I was lauding it about. I'm not gonna lie, I was serenading birds, doing me do, and all that. And
just for a change. Like.
This guy at the back kind of goes, "Wow, what a dickhead he is," and I was kind of like, right, okay. He was just, but I think. Like I say, I mean, you look at bands like like the Stones and stuff like that, and like exactly, and like there's like older bands, and even like newer bands. Like you look at all the things like if Oasis weren't famous for their music, they'd be famous for their headlines. You know what I mean? So I think there needs to be like, especially bands like going out the bracket here of like indie and people saying like people like bands like Motley Crue and stuff like that. They haven't gone through the music scene. They've dragged themselves through the music scene with all that kind of. Them other escapades.
To me, it's like Happy Mondays. Like,
yeah, man.
If they weren't on drugs and that, they wouldn't be fucking famous, would they? Really?
That's true.
Party culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
I still like that thing of there's a Rolling Stones gig somewhere, and the police, like the actual band, they'd gone to see the Rolling Stones. They'd gone back into the dressing room, and they'd gone to Keith Richards' door, and he knocked on and goes, Keith, the police is here. And he goes, shit, and he goes and gets all his cocaine and flushes it down the toilet. He takes all his drugs and flushes it down the toilet, and he goes to the door, and Sting, Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland are standing at the door like, you right, mate, how you doing? And he's like, you fucking what? Standing there looking like a pirate and all that,
Yeah. Have you got any merchandise and that out?
Yeah,
CDs and that. Where can you get it from?
We've got CDs, badges, and T-shirts, and we don't really have like a website or anything. We just kind of
just get gigs, isn't it?
Yeah, we just kind of sell them at gigs and stuff like that. But like
message the band.
Yeah, exactly. If anybody actually wants any T-shirts and wants to kind of don't be afraid to kind of reach out for us and go like, look, mate, can I get this T-shirt? We'll post it to you and stuff like that.
The more we give out, the better, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like we sold a Canny Few last night for Canny Few badges and stuff like that. And like I say, we're happy to go out, like even if the postage is like a little bit more, we're happy to pay that because it's someone recognising us and going like, right, we want one of them. It's like that's amazing. You know what I mean?
I always think it's better to have a harder copy like of the CD and that.
Yeah.
Than fucking
Download
Spotify.
it. Yeah, it just shows that you've got that little
I
bit
hate
more support.
Spotify. I do.
Do you?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I love it, but
It's
I get what you mean.
CDs,
for the music industry, I could see why they get fucking upset.
thing,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's zapping people.
It's like
isn't
Liam
it?
Gallagher's making his own tea.
Yeah, I have seen that. Yeah.
Because of
person here, yeah.
people on Spotify, they can't be. To me, it's people that can't be asked to pay for an album.
See, I like that. I like the CDs. Like,
Yeah, I
I
like
like
the
the CD. You get it home, then you fucking you open it. You've got your disc. You put your disc in, and then you take the booklet out.
Yeah.
You read the lyrics. Even if it's just two fucking photos, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you were doing that with the Liam Gallagher album yesterday
That's what
at the
you
gig,
lose when
weren't
you. I don't download music. I like my CDs. You know what I mean? But it's just that physical fucking touch.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
If you want to fucking taste it, taste the CD and bother, like, you know what I mean? When it's in the stratosphere, it's
I
like
found a lot of
vinyl.
bands on Spotify. A lot of bands I've been to see live now. It's like I found them through Spotify.
Discovered them, yeah. Spotify's good for that, and it's like SoundCloud's good for that as well. Yeah, but I don't
takes
know.
that little ownership away.
Yeah.
It's like when
Yeah.
our parents we used to like go to like Wolves or something and they'd buy the vinyl.
Yeah.
And like
I'm for vinyl. I am.
And
Well,
they'd learn,
yeah.
and listen, they'd just have the vinyl and learn all the words and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, now
Yeah.
it's just you don't have the ownership of it anymore, do you?
Yeah.
And
it's going to go in it. Fuck all, man.
I think that's why a lot of bands these days struggle more than they
exactly.
did back in the day. Like,
It's because like stuff like royalties and all that, people kind of. There's a lot of people in that industry of like streaming stuff like that who take more out of the band than they should, and I think if the right royalties were like if everything came back to the band, then you can have like like if it weren't for like vinyl sales and stuff like that,
Yeah.
half the kind of rock stars that we look up to, they wouldn't be rich. Like, I was watching that video on the lifestyle and the cost of like how Motley Crue lived, and they all had massive mansions on top of mountains in like Los Angeles. And Nicky Sixx had a house called the Al Pacino. He called it like the Al Pacino house because it looked like the house from Scarface. Like, fucking massive, man. And you had like all these bloody like
Just as with cocaine.
yeah, like you had like your Ferraris and you had his Ferraris, all this stuff paid off for just for the band, and he was able to provide for a family like that. And I think the problem is with other bands, like especially nowadays, like other bands like us and like I say like we've all got jobs. I work like here, you know. Leon works in transport, as he likes to
that's number
believe it is.
17.
Yeah, number 17. Bishop
Opposite
Auckland.
the hospital.
Yeah.
Just in case you get too drunk.
Get yourself here if you want to see Frankie Dobson from the Thieves, make a banging porn star martini. And obviously, like I say, like we've all kind of got jobs, so it's a bit like the sooner we can kind of get taken out of that, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your mansion.
I want my alarm going off for the rest of the fucking night.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to wake up in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, or just work all night and just sleep all day. Yeah.
Work
Right.
for someone else, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's everyone's dream.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I didn't like school and that, so that's what I want. So, I'll say we're near to a finish. So, have you got any thing you want to add to the podcast?
I would say please follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Even if you don't like us.
Yeah, even if you don't like us. Yeah. We start recording for our new single on the 1st of March, so next week.
Yeah.
The new single's called Bulletproof, and I don't know.
It's a right tune, like.
It's a proper tune, proper
right tune, man.
dirty little tune. But yeah, all I can say is, like you say, please give us a follow.
Yeah.
You know, come to the gigs, show your love, like, because there's only so much people can put on social media.
Yeah.
So
when's your next gig again?
the next gig's this Thursday at Darlington Forum.
Okay.
27th.
All right.
27th, and it's £3 on the door.
So, before we go, have you got anything inspirational to say?
Inspirational.
Yeah. Don't eat yellow snow.
If you sprinkle while you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the sea.
Don't piss in wicker basket.
If you piss in a wicker bin, make sure there's a fucking plastic bag in there.
I don't know, not one for like inspirational quotes.
Nah, just go for what you want, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking go for it.
Yeah, even if it's something minuscule, just have a go at it, like, because you never know where it can take you.
Don't watch Love Island.
Yeah, don't watch Love Island.
I can agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
You won't get on with them if you like Love Island.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you like Love Island, don't come for face here.
Yeah. But
You probably lost most of your audience.
All the losses we came last night.
Should I bleep that out?
Yeah. Can we cut that out, please? Fix that in post.
But have you got any suggested bands like you toured with or gigged with? Or?
Kids.
Yeah, The Thieves.
Plastic glass.
Plastic glass.
Social Room, yeah. Is it just from around here, or can we go in general? Like
Anywhere or
I'm
loving
the sound of Shambolics, like, at the moment. They're my kind of band at the moment. Them and Inhaler, they're very good. They were gigging in Newcastle same time we were last night. I was gutted because I wanted to go and see them, but it's about it, yeah. So K's, Social Room, Shambolics,
Plastic glass.
Plastic Glass. Give me one more.
Just support your local music.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about, Crashing In Podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Go watch live bands.
Watch the support acts and all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're still a support act, and we'd love for you to watch us.
Well, it's West Midlands and the North East now crashing in. So.
That's mint.
Get yourselves up from the West Midlands, right? Up the North East.
Yeah, man.
Not Bishop though.
If you want an easy way to lose money, come to Bishop, because you'll get mugged as soon as you come in. Like.
So thanks for joining me on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Good luck with your next gig on Thursday. See you later.
thank you, Thieves, for joining me on the podcast. It was absolutely brilliant, that one. As they all are, they're all brilliant podcasts, and I absolutely enjoy talking to the guests. I do forget to warn you all about language and that, but yeah, I'm sorry for the language, but it's a podcast and it's online, and there's not really a thing that's stopping us from swearing, if I have to be honest, because it's, if it was on the radio, fair enough. Like I said earlier, when I'm on radio I won't be like that, but as it's just a casual chat, we just think, well, it's a band, you can't really, it's just a rock and roll vibe, isn't it? So people will get offended by, and if there's any people that do listen to Love Island and got offended, I'm sorry, but that's just an opinion. Does it matter? But yeah, let's get off that. But yeah, please check out the Thieves on Spotify, YouTube, and get their merchandise. It's really good stuff. And yeah, I'm really happy that we've done a podcast together. It's been a long time coming, to be fair. I think I've asked them quite a while back to do a podcast and it hasn't happened, but finally it has. So please give us a like and subscribe, and same for Thieves. And see you on the next episode. And the next episode, I'll be joined by a band. Brilliant band. They got a vinyl out and that, and they're playing at Staley's Records soon in Wolverhampton, and they're called Kusinka Tiger. I hope I haven't pronounced that wrong, but we will see on the day. And yeah, keep in tune for that episode, and I have loads of more episodes coming. So keep in tune for the old episodes too. See you later.